Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, give you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Everyone's favorite series. It has returned Tuesday through Thursday. You can check out me mocking other people's drafts. And then I make myself vulnerable on Fridays and release my own draft for y'all to mock. But we're taking a look at the Draft Network's D-Ray Harris. They went ahead and put out a new mock this week. So, of course, we got to take a look at it. Draft order. I always say this. Draft order is not important. We're really highlighting prospects and possibilities teams may go depending on where they fall in this draft. If you're a draft order guy, then, hey, it's all going to change. So, I don't know why you care. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think of the comment section below. I love the football discourse we have in there, and we're going to have some. Let's take a look at this mock draft. They're starting with the Texans. Yes, I think the Texans are also the worst team in football. They go with Kayvon Thibodeau. Yeah, okay, the quarterback class, it's kind of a toss-up right now. A lot of people like Malik Willis. I think he has the biggest upside, biggest ceiling to actually maybe make a case for being first overall. And then a lot of people like Matt Corral. I just don't think he has that upside and the size. Like, he's very Zach Wilson-ish, but he's a bit smaller than Zach Wilson. So there is a bit of that concern, I think, there. So if the Texans want to go with Thibodeau, it makes a ton of sense. He's the top prospect right now. I know he's been banged up this year, but the guy's typically an Iron Man. You love what he can bring to the roster. Like, what he can do off the edge is, well, it's top pick worthy. So, yeah. And then the Jaguars come in here at number 2, and they go Evan Neal, and we see Detroit. Who are they going to pick? They're right here. No wins. The Jaguars, Evan Neal, I think makes a load of sense. Urban Meyer, if he's there or not, who cares? I think this pick remains the same. They get rid of Cam Robinson. He's only on the franchise tag, so he's gone after this year. I don't know how they feel about Walker Little currently right now. And Jawan Taylor's been all right, but nothing special. Evan Neal's been dominant this year. Even in that Texas A&M game where that Alabama offensive line was bad, Evan Neal was not. He was, well, I guess the GOAT for them. So, yeah, this, again, makes a ton of sense, dude. Evan Neal's a wonderful prospect. Detroit Lions, they go Derek Stingley. So this is the first part where I'm probably disagreeing here, just because I feel like they got a lot of potential at corner with Okudah, with Ifeatu Melifonwu, which both are banged up. They're not seeing a lot of them right now. You got Amani Ariwari, the former Penn State corner, and you pick up some guy on free agency and run with that. I'd go Kyle Hamilton here, just because at safety they got Tracy Walker and that's it. Maybe you pull the gun at quarterback. I don't think so. If you're not in love with anyone in this class, I wouldn't do it. So maybe build to the future. Maybe trade back, invest in next year's draft, and hope somebody pans out. Or maybe get in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. But he's probably looking for a winner, and Detroit doesn't feel like they're going to be a winner anytime soon. So Derek Stingley, I like the prospect. I don't know about that. Just considering what they currently have at corner, how much they've invested in that position, I think you go with Hamilton, who could bring a lot of versatility to that defense. Real quick, I want to thank today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you're looking to make a little extra money playing some fantasy football or maybe putting down some player prop bets or some pick'em bets, then download Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code BROSHMO. You get $10 added to your first deposit of $10, which means you put in 10, you have 20 now to go play around with. So support Underdog Fantasy. It supports me. Be sure you use promo code BROSHMO or else it's all for naught. Back to your video. And then the Jets actually go with Hamilton, which makes a ton of sense to me. with Marcus May potentially, leaving after this year, he's on a franchise tag. Yeah, I would love to get a corner there. If Derek Stingley's here, I would snag him. Yeah, because the quarterback room could use more talent there. But yeah, Marcus May, he's a free agent, so why not? Let's grab Hamilton. It makes a ton of sense to me. Then the New York Giants go DeMarvin Leal. I'm in love with him as a prospect. I think he ends up being an interior guy. We saw how devastating that could be, like he can be, versus Alabama. He had like 6 pressures, a sack. Granted, he was splitting time between the outside and the interior in that game, but a majority of his snaps came from the interior, and he won a majority of the time from the interior. He's very twitchy. You love how he uses his hands at 290. Great movement skills, just a banger. And you love the versatility he brings too. A guy that can pop outside that you could use there at 5 tech, even 3 tech. I like it. I like it a lot. Where else can you go if you're like, I don't know. I feel like the Giants, you're a little needy on the interior. Well, you probably use a right tackle, but who is there at this point in terms of right tackle? It's kind of a toss-up. Like, the class really kind of drops off after Evan Neal. So, Falcons, do you take a quarterback here? It's tempting. It really is. I don't think you necessarily have to, but I would definitely go with best prospect available. Garrett Wilson. Wow, this is kind of a surprise. I think I'd still go with the defense, like a guy like Kyer Elam. Kyer Elam, I think has top 10 potential. Aiden Hutchinson, Kingsley, and Egbari. I think those are 2 wonderful guys that can help the pass rush, because we know the Falcons, their pass rush is not existent. So that would help the secondary. Wilson, I get where they're going with it, but if they just start using Kyle Pitts a bit more creatively, I think that helps a lot of the issues. So I don't think they necessarily have to go wide receiver, but I guess they could. It's really a toss-up too. If it's Wilson, if it's Olave, who's your top guy? The Eagles go Aiden Hutchinson. I like this pick, man. I like this pick. As said here, Brandon Graham, he's not effective as he once was. I think that's disputable, but again, he's hurt, and he's going to be like 33, 34 next season. So, yeah, you might want to replace that. You can't imagine Derek Barnett returns. They'll probably bring back Sweat, but he's a good rotation guy in there. Hutchinson, I think, is prime. What the Eagles have looked at, what the Eagles have had on that line for a long time. It just seems they love guys like Hutchinson. He's much more than just an edge setter, but he does set the edge very well. He's very strong, and he looks a lot more twitchy because he's playing about 10 to 15 pounds lighter than he was in years past. So, yeah, I like this. Oh, this is hot. So this is the Bears pick, I believe. So it's the Giants. Giants own the Bears pick. They go Drake London. Listen, y'all know I'm a mark for Drake London. I love Drake London. And he is a little bit different than what they have. But it's like, dude, they invested in Kenny Golladay. They brought in Kadarius Toney in the first round. You kind of question, like, what? Bringing in more? Like, more weapons? I don't know about that, man. I don't know, because like Sterling Shepard, he's all right, dude. He's not bad. They do have Darius Slayton, who's been a bit beat up this year, but like for me, I don't think London's top 10. Like, I get the receiving class is a bit, like on the fritz, but I don't think he's top 10 to go above Olave. Like, and I love London. Oh, I would like to go, like, y'all know I really like Akem Ekwanwu out of oh man, I'll get names down soon. I promise. I say this every video because I know it's going to be said in the comment section. But Icky from NC State, I think you could start him at tackle, or you could play on that interior for you. He probably translates best as a guard, but I think how well he's played in pass coverage this year, he's worth the shot at tackle. So having him start maybe right tackle, left tackle, whatever you want to do with Andrew Thomas, who's been pretty good this year. it's just Drake London feels like a reach. And I hate saying that. I love Drake London. But he feels like a reach. And I don't think it's a position of need. I just don't. Pittsburgh Steelers are next. They're taking the first quarterback off the board, and Matt Corral. And we were kind of talking about, like, a lot of people have Corral, some people have Willis. I probably lean towards Willis just because of the higher ceiling. But I think the Steelers do need a quarterback, and if they're able to if they're able to get the first quarterback off the board, I think they do. They do take that. Matt Corral's been playing good football, man. Even in that Alabama game, he wasn't detrimental to his team, and I think that was very important. Fortunately, he wasn't really able to do anything against that defense because the pass rush was just in his face. But we saw we saw in that Arkansas game, the dude can make the big time throws. He's got some legit escapability from the pocket. So, yeah, I like this pick for the Steelers. Especially, again, it's kind of like, what's your cup of tea? Like, I do think Willis is a bit higher. This is the Eagles' next pick, and they're going Andrew Booth out of Clemson. Listen, man, I think Booth has had a rough last couple of games. I'm not going to deny the athletic ability. Like, the dude he can contest any pass, but I think against more physical receivers, it's looking like he tends to struggle. That was kind of the case in the NC State game. I would take Elam here. I think Elam might be the better prospect right now. I think you can even make a case for Sauce. Maybe even McDuffie. Man, again, this is a very good corner class. But I don't mind them going corner. I just think you could go elsewhere. Bengals are picking next. I don't like this pick. They go Jordan Davis out of Georgia. Listen, y'all know it's not that I'm not high on Jordan Davis. I really don't like the hype he's getting because he's more imposing than I think an actual difference maker in the passing game. Like, we've seen a better pass rush and upside from him. That's great. He's also working with a lot of I think there might be. I think first off, Jalen Carter I think is a better prospect, but Jalen Carter not eligible this year out of Georgia. I think that that defensive line, that defensive front freaking seven is amazing. And he's kind of reaps the benefits of that. I think he is going to be a phenomenal run stuff and nose tackle with a little bit of pass rush and upside. Not enough for me to go here in like the top 15. At 11, I think it's kind of like a bit of a reach, especially for the Bengals, who I think since adding like a BJ Hill, like defensive line's not really a concern for me. I'm more concerned about like the secondary, like the corner position mainly. So I'd probably invest in this corner class or even, yes, offensive line. Like, I love Linderbaum. I'd be willing to take Linderbaum here. So, yeah, that's just how I see it. I don't hate Jordan Davis. I think I'd be willing to take him at the end of the first round. But for me, I don't think the pass rush and upside, again, for me, pass rush and upside in a passing league is very vital, and I don't think he has enough of it. Again, he relies a lot on, hey, I'm bigger than you. I'm going to bully you. There's not a lot of twitchiness to his game, but he is a good athlete for a guy that's like, I think he's like 330, 340. The Panthers, they go, this is surprising, Jackson Kirkland out of Washington. Kirkland, since that Aiden Hutchinson game, has been much better. I kind of worry that he might be a better fit at guard. I'm not going to lie to y'all. And, I mean, the Panthers, that kind of works for the Panthers because both their guards have played pretty terrible. John Miller, journeyman, sub-average starter, better, probably more of a depth piece at this point in his career. And Dennis Daly hasn't been good. So, and honestly, they've moved Taylor Moton this past week to left tackle, and he actually looks pretty good. So I might be willing to go ahead and maybe take a chem, dude. I think Icky has way more upside, and I really like Kirkland. I like that he can mirror defenders, especially speedier ones, but I worry about how he handles strength, man. You worry about that anchor. That's not a good thing on the outside. So this is a bit high for me for Kirkland. I have other guys ahead of him, but I don't disagree with like maybe whatever they're seeing in Kirkland. I don't disagree. He was my tackle 2 coming into the season, I believe. Tackle 2 or tackle 3. The Colts, they go, well, I don't know what's going on. They go more edge. Myjah Sanders. What the heck? Quiddy Pay. They invested in edge twice. They grabbed Dale out of Vandy last season in the second round. Last year. You feel like they go elsewhere? I feel like they go elsewhere, especially if they end up keeping this pick. Probably not. It's probably going to the Eagles. But let's just say they keep this pick. I'm invested in the secondary, maybe, with Rhodes probably gone. Do you really have a lot of faith in Rocky Ya-Sin? Help the tackle. Like you need help at tackle. Like Eric Fisher's on a 1-year deal. Yeah, I just think there's better places to go. Like I like Sanders too, but Washington football team, they get their quarterback, Malik Willis. I get it. He feels like a Ron Rivera type of guy. He's a riverboat Ron type of quarterback. It's like you love what this guy can do with his feet, but the dude's got a cannon. A cannon for an arm. So yeah, it fits. I don't know if Malik Willis lasts this long though. Like I think he's made tremendous strides this season. I think I'm starting to feel a bit better about Willis than I did Trey Lance last year. So yeah, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I don't know if he'll be available here. If he is, yeah, then take him. But I don't think he is. The Patriots, they go sauce. They lost in the sauce. I like this. This is kind of a default pick. If I don't want to take a receiver for the Patriots, because I think the Patriots might be set with I think they're going to come to a deal with J.C. Jackson. They have Jonathan Jones there in the slot. They signed Jalen Mills, so he's starting opposite of Jackson. So I don't mind them grabbing more cornerback depth. Like, it's a very volatile position, especially if Mills hasn't played that great this year. So if Gardner's the guy that comes in, starts opposite, maybe they don't keep Jackson. A lot of questions to be answered that we can't answer right now. But I feel like maybe you go receiver because it's very uninspiring what they have at receiver. The Minnesota Vikings go Kaiir Elam. Anyone disagree? I don't think so. Kaiir Elam's wonderful. Let's just go to the next pick. The Titans. Oh my gosh. They go Jordan Battle. I'm going to have to read this one. Kevin Byard has given Tennessee good years during his tenure there. However, Father Time is undefeated. Drafting Jordan Battle here to start alongside Byard and learn from him in the twilight of his career could be beneficial to both the Titans and Battle. I don't necessarily disagree with this. I don't think that Time's really catching up to Byard. I mean, it will eventually, obviously, but I still think he's playing pretty darn good football. I think they've gotten a good play out of, because Amari Hooker has been beat up. He's been hurt. But who is I'm trying to remember who the other safety there. He's kind of stepped in. I think he's played pretty good football. It's like Dwayne, is it? No, maybe. Here, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out right now. Let's see. Byard's still playing really good football. I don't know what's up with that. Dane. It's Dane. Oh my gosh. Kruskank? Dang, dude, I'm so bad with names. Like, I don't think he's played bad football. Do I think? I think he's more of a like he's an adequate starter. He's a average starter. He's a replacement starter. So you know what? I don't disagree too much. It's kind of a bummer. Hooker got hurt so early, but I don't dislike the pick. I don't dislike it. Y'all already know Saints, they go Desmond Ritter. If you ain't new to the channel, you know I'm not crazy about Ritter. I still think he's got serious accuracy concerns. I don't think he's nearly as elite as a lot of people think he is in terms of what he can do mobility wise. Like, at least this season, he's decided not to, he's stepping back a lot more and making passes opposed to trying to get gains on his feet. To be fair, there's been changes in that offense since then. It was a bit more RPO heavy last few years, but I get it. Jameis Winston, he's a roller coaster ride as well. Gives you time maybe to develop if you want to develop Ritter. But for me, the accuracy, man, it's a big thing. It's really a big thing. He just misses too much. I think he's among the highest in terms of uncatchable throws this season in college football. So, when he's missing wildly. Oh, and I know there's a lot of people, there are truthers out there. I don't hate Desmond Ritter as a prospect. I'm just trying to look at him. I'm trying to rationalize why would I put him in the first. And right now, I probably am going to end up having maybe 4 first-round quarterbacks. Maybe. Definitely 3 at this point. Maybe 4. Just for me, Ritter, he's kind of more day 2. He feels more like a developmental prospect. A guy I won't want to start right away that I don't think has the capacity to start right away. Thought that about Davis Mills, and here he is, starting for the Texans. Broncos, they go quarterback as well, Sam Howell. A lot of people are really down on Sam Howell. I think he's still playing good football. He lost to Florida State. I don't think a lot of that was his fault. He has no playmakers around him that are not named Josh Downs. Offensive line, very bad, lackluster. They're allowing pressure to get to him way too often. And the defense has been disappointed. So, yeah, he's going through a lot. I don't think he returns. He could, but does that team get better? Is there a reason to return? I still think he's a first-round prospect. I get why maybe people question it, but I think he's got the arm talent. I think he's been a lot smarter with the football this year. I think he could do a better job of going through his reads. Sometimes he gets focused, on his first option. But I think now that he's doing a better job at going through progressions, because that first option, it's not as open as it used to be. It's not as sure as it used to be. He's having to I actually have to search for maybe someone that's getting a little bit of space, and he actually does a good job of throwing his guys open. So I like him a lot, man. I like him a lot. Raiders, they go more edge, dude. Drake Jackson. There's a lot going on with the Raiders right now. There's a lot. We might see a lot of changes with the new regime. Typically means new quarterback. Maybe they feel secure enough to go with Derek Carr, who I think is a top 15 quarterback. I don't know why you go edge here. Yannick, yeah, I get it. He's on a 2-year deal. Max Crosby, having a come-out year. Why I doubted you last season, I thought it was justified, but he's put in the work, and he looks great for it. So maybe this is a long-term for, option to look for outside of Yannick, which is fine, because Drake Jackson, I think he compares pretty well to Yannick. I think Jackson's a bit better in terms of leaving him on the field to be a run defender than Ngakoue is, but the athleticism, the burst, it's very similar. So I understand that. I get that. I don't mind it. This is looking down to the future, but if you have Derek Carr, you're kind of in a win now, I don't disagree, but I don't know if I agree. I'm a bit indifferent. The Jets, they go Trent McDuffie. This is ideal. Trent McDuffie is a perfect fit for Robert Saleh's defense. You love it. They're loving it. Trent McDuffie is one of the best zone corners in the league. Well, in college football. And then the Chargers, they go Adam Anderson, dude. I kind of like this, man. they need to get significant pass rush opposite of Bosa. It just hasn't been consistent this year. And yeah, Adam Anderson, dude, he's explosive. He's lengthy. He's a bit undersized, but he can definitely add more bulk to that frame. The guy's young. He's destroying for Georgia this year. It's hard to, if you're a Georgia prospect, well, defensive wise, you're eating. Your stock's going up. So yeah, I like this. I get why they go this way. You could go right tackle, look for a right tackle in the future, because Steve Norton, right? I think so. The former XFL cat. I swear, I get in these videos and I say something and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that guy's name or I got the wrong name. Just to confirm. Yeah, Storm. I said Steve. Storm Norton. There we go. So you could go that way. I get it. It's kind of lackluster, like in terms of the tackle class in the first round. It's not ideal. You probably have a better chance of getting a guy with similar ability day 2 and feel better about it. So, okay. The Miami Dolphins, they somehow get Chris Olave. Okay. Olave, I don't think falls as far. He's having a wonderful year. I think he's right up there with Wilson. And if you're going to have Wilson at 6, I don't imagine Olave is too far behind him. But they had Drake London pretty high up there too. And I love Drake London, man. Just know, if you love a player, there's always someone out there that loves them more. But yeah, I mean, Will Fuller, guess what? He's hurt. Who would have thought? He's on a 1-year deal. Yeah, they could probably do that. Yeah, I don't disagree. You kind of beg the question. They still don't know specifically what they have in Tua. So that's a bit scary. The Cowboys, they get some pass rush with George Karlaftis. I like this because George here is a guy you could kick to the interior at any given moment. He kind of lacks that length. He's not explosive, but he's powerful. Like I wouldn't say he's not explosive. More so, I don't think he's got flexibility. He doesn't really bend the edge consistently. If you're gonna have him on the outside, he's probably more of a run defender. He's more of an edge setter. But you kick him inside and then watch out, scary, dude. So I like him a lot, dude. I think there's some I like the fit potentially here, but I kind of worry. Like, do I worry? I don't know. This is interesting. I'm not against the pick by any means. I'm just trying to figure out how does it work out? In what manner will they use him? Which, I mean, I kind of laid out, but you know what? Yeah, nah, it's good. It's good. Cardinals, they stick with corner Darion Kendrick, man. For me, Kendrick, you gotta beg the question. Will he test out? Like, how will he test out interview-wise? Because there are some character concerns when it comes to him. And how he left Clemson and then the arrest not too long after. Like, it was like this huge not fall from grace, but it was a bit scary. It left a bit of questions out there. I mean, looking at it here, like, you kind of hope that, like, one of your young guys, Marco Wilson and Tay Gowan, kind of like steps up, and they're playing a lot of Marco Wilson. A lot. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing this. Like, add depth, add talent to your cornerback room. It's just, again, the character thing's kind of scaring me. And, like, Kendrick's been money this year. Without those, he's a first-round pick, guaranteed. So, Baltimore Ravens, they go Zach Harrison out of Ohio State. He's kind of been like you know what you're getting with him. He's got the physical tools. He's just very one-dimensional. He needs a bit more polish, a bit more tools in the toolbox when it comes to as him being a pass rusher. He's had a few letdown games. He's just not they say he's proven to be one of the big risers in this draft. due to his continued development, but it's like when you're as raw as him, you really can only go up. I wouldn't really list him as one of the top edges in this class. And I know we're here late in the first round saying, is he among the top edge? It's just this edge class is really good. And I think there's other guys out there that'd be a bit more interesting. Like Kingsley Enagbare out of South Carolina. If you haven't looked him up, I bet you that guy's name catches fire, dude. I don't know why it hasn't yet. The dude's good. Packers, they do go receiver. George Pickens. I like this a lot. Like, I love the Drake London pick. He ain't here. Go Pickens. Even if he ends up returning, he doesn't need to return this season for Georgia. I don't think he has anything left to prove at Georgia. I think we just want to see, like, they talk about him being one of the most athletic receivers in this class. I'm kind of curious how he tests out in terms of the 40, in terms of some of the agility drills. That's what I want to know. I want to know, are you going to be much more than just this prototypical X contested catch guy? And I think he can be. I think there's a lot of upside there. So, yeah, I don't mind that. The Browns get Kenyon Green, dude, to come in on that interior. Okay. Oh, I guess they're... Oh, uncertainty with Wyatt Teller's contract. No, I think they're going to stick with Teller. I don't see a world where they don't re-sign Teller. That would be pretty weird, man. But Kenyon Green, man, put out a very good game this past week against Alabama, playing left tackle. Thing with A&M, they've played him all over the place on that offensive line this year, and I think a lot to his detriment. Like, let the guy get comfortable in one spot. So I think that's been a bit of why he's been a bit up and a bit down. You know, they won't stick to one position. Goodness gracious. So I don't mind this, I guess. I don't know. This is a team that's got a lot of good parts. So if this feels more like potential depth, look into the future. I think J.C. Treader, he leaves in 2022, and I think they'd rather keep Teller than Treader. Lions, they pick up a receiver, Treylon Burks, man. Treylon Burks has been a real hit or miss. The thing with him is, like, he has, like, no contested catches this year, right? For a guy that's being advertised as he's big, he's physical, he's fast. The physical part is like, I'd like to see more him come down with more of those contested catches then. And it's not like he runs a bevy of different routes there at Arkansas. They're pretty simplistic when it comes to their route concepts. So for me, Burks, man, I guess he's fallen. I was really high on him this year. He's fallen just because I think there's a lot more questions that remain unanswered with him. I say fallen, like I'd take him early second, you know, which means you probably take him late first then. Yeah, I don't mind this. What am I saying? I'm crazy. Tyler Linderbaum going to the Bills, dude. I like this. Linderbaum probably center only. Like, I guess you replace Mitch Morrison or Mitch Morris. Maybe Mitch Morris kicks out to guard to finish up his contract. But Tyler Linderbaum, I'd be willing to take him in the top 20, top 15. He's that good of a prospect. I like him a lot. The guy, stupid good athlete. The Buccaneers, they go Darian Kinnard out of Kentucky. I like this one a lot too. I don't think there's much to talk about it. Is he a guard prospect? Potentially. I think you give him a shot at tackle. Why not? But probably pans out better at guard. And then we see the Chiefs, Jahan Dodson. Listen, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I get it. It's fun. It's fun to give the Chiefs playmakers, especially that are extremely fast. They don't need it. There are more dire needs, like edge, like corner. I'd be willing to throw safety out there. Daniel Sorensen, he's kind of costing them games. But, yeah, I kind of get tired. Jahan Dotson, I feel like, is everybody's just cheap default for the Chiefs. And I like Dotson. I've been coming around Dotson. It really sucks that he's probably out, like, no Sean Clifford for, like, the next game. But I think he comes back for the Ohio State game. So that sucks. That's going to hurt this dude's production. But I'm coming around to Dotson, dude. I'm liking Dotson a lot. I think he's proved as a smaller receiver he can hold his own as an outside guy. I like that you could probably kick him in the slot. He's going to be wonderful as well. The dude stretches the field, and he's got legit ball skills. Something I questioned going into the season. Not so much anymore. But I feel like at this point, and I'm at fault for doing this sometimes too, like lazy picking, just because it feels so good. It's like, screw all that, dude. Yeah, it's a great corner class. It's a great edge class. It's a great safety class. But I'm going to go with receiver because that's what we need, more weapons. I don't know. I don't like it. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead and do that YouTube thing. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.